The idea of making a texture pack started 5 years ago in June 2020. Around that time I completed the 1000-year door and wanted to play more, so I was wondering what game should I play next. The first game came to my mind. I played it and the graphics were different compared to the new games, so I started looking for a texture pack. To my surprise, I didn't find a complete one. I found one made by Malimut, but it was around 5% completed. Then I found New Paper Mario, a texture pack made by Nerd. It looked promising. It had a good quality similar to modern textures, but there wasn't any update after 2016 when he announced a Dolphin port. As far as I know, he haven't released any version to the public. That's when I decided to work on a texture pack for the game. It should be easy, I said to myself. Boy, how wrong I was. Since I played TTYD on Dolphin, I wanted to play the first game on that emulator too, so I decided to work on the Virtual Console game. The footage you're seeing is my first attempt to make a Paper Mario 64 texture pack. Where did I get the textures? From my good old friend Spriter's Resource. Somebody extracted the colors brush sprites, so what I did is find similar ones and port it to the game. That's why the Toad's guards are basically the Rescue Squad. Was porting the textures enough? To be honest, I didn't know this game has a big amount of unique characters. That's funny compared to the latest Paper Mario games. The game had some frame drops and performance issues on Dolphin, so I decided to move the texture pack to the Nintendo 64 emulators. Plus, you can play it on almost every device. I decided to revisit the forgotten texture pack available, aka Malimut version, so I changed some characters. Then I shared a little video as a personal upgrade, and I was surprised that people wanted to see more. I started porting more sprites to the game, including Bowser. Remember I said I ported similar sprites? Well, that's what I did with Bowser and his famous face that is watching you. People didn't like it. I didn't know what to do, so I learned how to use Adobe Illustrator and draw Paper Mario characters. I started drawing the face only, but then I decided to draw over the color express sprites, so I can enhance the quality to even 4K. And that's what I did. I started drawing Paper Mario characters and their unique animations, but then I found splitted textures. For instance, the backgrounds are split into 34. Even some characters are split into several numbers. Not only that, but some animations have different positions and they don't follow a pattern. The color effects are different textures too, so you have to figure out which is the correct one for certain parts. Maybe that's the reason why there wasn't any completed texture pack for this game. There are some little changes I'll be working. For example, Toads used to be bigger compared to the original size, but not anymore. At the beginning I've been working on a version with white outlines, similar to modern Paper Mario games, but then I've noticed there were some textures limits. Some characters were split into different body parts, so I had to add the white outline correctly for each of them. That's when I worked on a version without the white outlines, and it was much easier. That's how the project was divided into two versions. Another thing is that there are two ways to load textures. You can load them from an STS file or load them in real time. The best way to do it is the first one because you load the textures instantly on emulation start, and there shouldn't be any frame drops. If you load them in real time and there are a big amount of textures, you'll find some issues. Here's a little comparison. Now, after 5 years, Paper Mario 64K is 95% completed. It was possible thanks to the support you gave me from the beginning. What is missing now? Basically some animations I couldn't find in the main story, including environment textures. I will improve them in the future. So if you want to play the main story, you can play it now without any missing animations. What will come next after it's 100% completed? I was thinking about working on it giving a TTYD HD style, or work on another Paper Mario game, but who knows, you can give me some ideas. This new version is available for patrons and I release it to the public in around 2 weeks, Since it's been 5 years, I released the version without the white outline to everybody in HD. Oh, by the way, if you want to be in a Paper Mario game like Paper Mario 64K or TTYD, TTYD HD, I'm doing some commissions. I was working on a custom texture pack for Aki and it looks great. And that's all for today. Now I'm going to show you what it took me some time to finish due to the amount of characters and animations. So take a look.